Hello everybody and welcome to Stewing33 Plays Salt and Sanctuary. I'm Stewing33 and today I'm taking a quick look at Salt and Sanctuary, and I started up that game a little bit. I played around for a little bit, but from what I understand, so Salt and Sanctuary is essentially a 2D inspired, or 2D Dark Souls inspired beat 'em up, right? So as you can see, I've made myself Stewing33, the Knight of Lore. I've got this like shield. I can block, and I can parry stuff and hit people with my mace and all this other stuff. And the game's interesting so far. I just exited the tutorial section, or what I'm assuming was the tutorial section, and I'm entering like the first area of the game. So I figured that I've been trying to figure out a good way to like play through this game, and like I don't want to play through it while I'm playing Dark Souls, right? So, I decided that I was just going to do, like, a quick look video at it, right? The game is very bloody, super visceral, lots of cool stuff about it. That guy's got a pumpkin on his head. It's very visceral. It's fun, right? So it's got that Dark Souls, that patented Dark Souls difficulty, right? So the enemies do hit kind of hard, and I died during the tutorial section, which brought me to this island. But I don't want to spoil the tutorial section, given that like a lot of the time in these games specifically, people have a tendency to like really get into like the lore and all that other stuff. So I have played through the majority of the tutorial here. That guy is dead as hell. You can see that I can like jump and I can beat people down with my mace and all this other stuff. I started out as a paladin because I wanted to have heavier armor to work with. I figured that heavy armor is how I play through a lot of games, and you know, this is why be any different right now, especially since I'm just trying it out to do a quick look type thing. Stone merchant, some bundles of salt. All right, cool. I can level up now as well, which is interesting. So essentially, what I know so far is that I hit people a lot with my mace, and then they explode into things. Those red shard items up in the upper left are, like, my healing items, basically. Oh, that's not the button I want to use. That's the one I need to use. So I can block, right? I've never actually... Alright, cool. I can block arrow stuff. It seems like the blocking I still take damage, despite the fact that I blocked. But that's alright. Bell of Return. I have no idea what that does. Probably brings me back to the Sanctuary, if I had to wager a guess here. That appears to be some kind of poison. Let's not let that happen again, shall we? Got some skull bat wings. Bah. But this game's it's pretty good so far. I'm really enjoying it. You know, after playing all the Dark Souls lately, and really like getting back into playing the Souls games like a lot, it's cool to kind of play a game like that, but that isn't Dark Souls, basically. There were other classes to play as. I just chose to play the Paladin because it seemed more my speed. I can roll, but I got like that Fat Man roll from Dark Souls where, you know, you roll, but it's not like a good roll at all. But things seem to be going pretty well. The game's fun. It's got tight controls. I think the only problem I have with it so far is that it's wearing its Dark Souls like stuff like super hard on its sleeve right now. I don't know what that B thing does. I saw that earlier during the tutorial, and I meant to, like, try to figure out what it was, and I just didn't. Bandage ring. Alright, what does that do? Mending band. Metal band dyed red, regenerates HP. Okay, I'm wearing that right now. So let's do, like, this. Ring of powerful healing, reduces wounding effects. Alright, cool. Interesting. Alright, so this is like the inventory screen, basically. I don't have any charms, and I have like another pair of gloves, but the other pair of gloves are clearly much worse than my paladin armor. Although this rogue's bandana is actually better than the one I'm wearing right now, so we'll put that on. There we go. Cool. And then we'll go ahead and drink one of these things, I guess. You can kind of see that, like, when I drink that red thing, it heals me slowly, and I do mean slowly. It's one of the things I noticed while I was playing through the tutorial was that the healing items appear to be garbage, but they have the benefit of, like, I like, naturally regenerate because I have that ring, right? So, like, I got that going for me. Which is nice, you know. Ooh, executed. Alright, cool. So I figured out what that bee thing does now. The game's pretty fun. It was pretty cheap from what I remember. I think it was $15. Abandoned damage? Question mark. Stone blacksmith and some red gemmy thing, or red healing shard things. I'm trying to. We're probably gonna play until I get to a boss. Which actually I think I just got to a boss. Yes, the Sodden Knight. I remember this. I watched a playthrough with the two best friends, and I watched like a couple minutes of it, and then decided I was gonna try to play it myself. Alright, cool. We're doing fine so far. Yep. Ow. Let's drink this one. That heals me a lot faster. Okay. Block that shit. Oh. Yep. Take that. Ow. Game's fun. So it does have some Dark Souls-y type things to it. So, like, realistically speaking, I should be using my head instead of, like, my face to block and dodge these attacks. I think I just died. Oh, no, I'm not murdered. Oh, run away. Ah, shit. Now I'm dead. Alright. Obliterated. Slayer Killer to get lost souls. Mysterious Cleric revives me for 40 gold. Gold! There we go. Alright, we'll grab this sort of thing. Do I have any? I do not have any salt. He took all of my salt. Alright, cool. But this is the game so far. From what I can tell, this seems to be the way that this works. It's essentially Dark Souls, right? So, not really a whole lot to it, I guess. I'm enjoying it. It's been fun so far. I've played about, I don't know, a couple minutes. I decided I want to get my impressions as fresh as possible. And I sort of made, like, I got my impression of the game when I started playing through the tutorial section, essentially. But from what I can tell, essentially, this game's pretty good. If you like Dark Souls, or you like, you know, hard beat-em-up type games, this is a good one. I do enjoy beat-em-up type games, which... beat-em-up, for this, saying beat-em-up's kind of, what's the word? Reductive. Because it's more than that, right? So, like, it's not like... I'm not, like, mashing buttons. Like, I really should be using my head and blocking and doing all this other stuff that I'm just not doing. That, like, I really should be doing, basically. But, game's fun. If I remember correctly, it was pretty... It wasn't, like, terribly expensive, either. It's good. I mean, it's not that it wouldn't be worth it if it was more expensive than it was, but, you know. Work with me here. I'll try to make our way back to the boss, and we'll try to kill that guy. If you guys are interested in seeing more of Salted Sanctuary, let me know. I'll be more than happy to continue taking a look at it as time goes on here. You know, I wanted to make more content for this week. I did record a fair bit for this week already. But, like, I needed something for Wednesday, basically. And I decided that this was going to be a good pick for Wednesday's video, I think. I already opened that. As far as I can tell, those bottles are essentially the same thing as, like the red soap signs. They're the orange soap signs in Dark Souls, right? With the exception being that, like, they pop open with a very nice dunk noise when you do that. Whoop. Alright. So far, so good. We're doing fine. I just need to... I need to remember to block this guy's attacks, essentially. I feel like if I can remember to do that, then we'll be fine. If I can get behind him and wail on him a little bit. Ow! Got him! Ha-ha! Get wrecked, nerd. Chug, chug. Chug, chug! Yeah, vanquished. Alright, cool. So there you go. I mean, that's basically Salted Sanctuary. I didn't want to do like I'm not going to do like a whole how to do about it. I guess we'll go check out like leveling up a little bit for a hot second. I don't have any... I can put a thing here though, right? Yeah, I got this bell. There's Bell of Faith. return to the sanctuary or shrine you visited most recently. Alright, well, let's do that then. Yeah, alright, that's fine. Goodbye! Game's good. I'm liking it so far. Yes, I would like to ascend to level 4. Alright, cool. I leveled up. Can I level up more than that at once? Yes, I can. Okay, cool. I leveled up to 6 now. I got some black pearls. So this is... So, it's much more complicated than Dark Souls, for the record. There's like this entire level up tree here, and there's a lot, right? So fortify strength. Each point of strength makes me hit harder with strength scaling weapons, which my mace happens to be. This determines my stamina, stuff like that. There's like heavy class armor and stuff, etc., etc. So like, when I put stuff into like Berserker 2, right? So I gain 2 strength, and I can wield better maces, right? And I can put more points into that and stuff like that. Essentially, there's like, it's this huge sprawling like leveling tree, right? And each tree's got like different stuff about it. So like there's like the cleric tree, which lets you cast spells. There's the mage trees over here. There's like a bunch of them, right? Game's pretty it's complicated, but you know, it's the kind of thing that we can grants attack bonus to Sanctuary region, grants gold drop. Oh, okay, cool. But there's a lot to this game. It's very good. It's not just like a Dark Souls clone in 2D. It's actually like pretty solid in my opinion. Yeah, if you like the game, you can check it out. It is on Steam. And I would highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. So with that, thank you all so much for watching. If you like what you saw, let me know. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date on when I post more videos. And if there's any games that you want me to go check out, please leave them in the comments down below. But with that, thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!